Yeah, yeah. It's your boy Rocdastar. We back, we here, we hood, we good. Now, just a great discussion. I want to talk about a few things right now that deals with success and determination, the whole 9 yards. Now, I know what people are thinking. It's hard, yo. Especially when it comes to being an independent artist and when it comes to doing this music shit. You understanding where I'm coming from? I come from a band where it's about 8 members in a rap band. You feeling where I'm coming from? And that band was called, I named that band LTF, Lyrical Threat Family. But it revised. At first, it was the Lyrical Assassins. And then I changed it to Lyrical Threat Family. But as time went by, we started calling it Linux Threat Family because we from Linux Avenue. So, you know. But my whole thing is this, you know. Some people, they ask me how I do it. And one of the things that I could say is this to the world. Yes, I am a very, very, very passionate artist. I live, I breathe, I sleep, I shit, and drink music all the time. Listen, I could go back to school and become something else, but that's not what I want to do. You feeling where I'm coming from? I don't want to be an electrician. I don't want to be a security guard officer. I don't want to be a cop or a lawyer or a judge or a doctor or a nurse. Um, Working in computers or something like that. Even though I can do that, and even though I have the qualifications and skills to become those things, but that's not what I want to become. And my mother, she didn't understand that. You know, she was really, really strict with me in school and all of that. I used to get my ass whipped all the time by extension cords, you know what I mean, by her. She used to put me in a tub and she used to get me wet and then she would wail on me with that extension cord while wet. But my thing is that my mother, she was really a person that believed in being unique and original. So in other words, if a sneaker came out, a hot, expensive sneaker came out, you know, she didn't want me to be following behind the crowd, buying everything that everybody wanted. And that was the type of person she was. I understood, but at the same time, I like what I like. And it really had nothing to do with nobody else. But moving back into the conversation of what I was talking about earlier, you know, this music shit can be really, really stressful and really, really depressing at some point in your life if you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, and if you're not around the right people, it's gonna be even more harder than being with people that is on the same page with you, and you got a lot of friends and you got a lot of family that's supporting you and all of this, that, and the third in your career, and they believe in you. There's nothing like having a family, and there's nothing like having friends that's supporting you. This way, when things don't work out the way you expect it to work out, you don't have to feel so bad because you know at the end of the day that your team, your family, and your friends, and everybody that love you is supportive of you. And they want to see you make it. But that's not my situation. My situation is not that. My situation is whereas the end result, I wound up getting a record deal after all my family and friends have turned on me and abandoned me. They lost interest and they lost belief in my music, and some of them never believed in my music and believed in my skill as a rapper and a songwriter or a beat maker. You feeling where I'm coming from? So they critics. But some people wonder why I still do what I do. I still do what I do because I know it has validation. And I knew this early on in life. You know, one of the things that I knew, listen, you can't satisfy everybody. So if you are a songwriter or a recording artist or a beat maker, just make sure you do one thing. If you're gonna still be doing this shit and you still making music and writing songs and recording songs and, you know what I'm saying, doing your thing on the mic and all that, just make sure that all you have to do is make sure one thing. Make sure that you like the material that you're putting out. So whatever that is that you're doing, make sure at the end of the day that it's something that all of the work that you do is work that you're satisfied with. Your mentality and everything that you want to put out and say, or whatever creations that you have, whatever ideas that you have, make sure that before you put it out, make sure it's something that you like. You like it at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, that's what it narrows down to. You. Yes, I am my worst critic. It's songs that I got, that I made, that I didn't like. You feeling where I'm coming from? But at the same time, I know that I can't be so judgmental because other people might have a different type of perception of that song, even though that song is something that I didn't really like or I really didn't want to record, but I knew that it was something that applied to somebody out there somewhere in this world that will relate to that type of style or that type of mojo or whatever type of sound that I put across in that particular song. That it was for those type of people. So I don't just make music to my liking, but majority or most of my music is to my liking. But you can tell which musics are to my liking. My album, it gives it away. You feeling where I'm coming from? Every song on that album I like. But at the same time, there's some songs on the album that I know could have been better. I know I could have done better. But that's my personal opinion, knowing me and knowing my skill and what I'm capable of doing. So when you know what you're capable of doing, you know when you're at your best and you know when you're at your worst and so on. But quitting is something that's hard for me to do because it's something that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about doing music. I'm passionate about making beats. I'm passionate about recording. I'm passionate about performing on stage in front of people. I love to do that. That's something that I love to do. But you got all kinds of barriers and you got all kinds of people coming at you with all kinds of different opinions and different perspectives on how they see fit, what they want. And you have to, you have to cater to their liking, especially people that's buying your shit or promoting your stuff or marketing your music. So if I submit an album that the label don't like, then that album is not gonna be released by that label. And it's just that simple. Then I have an album, the second album is taking too long because it's a couple of more verses that I need to tighten up and finish on the album and put on the album, add to the album so the album could be length why it's worth buying. So, in other words, some songs are too short. You know what I mean? That some songs only run 2.5 minutes when I want to stretch it to 4. So you can get your money's worth. And that's something that I realized about the album, and that's what I want to do. I want to tighten up the album and make sure that the length of the album is worth your money's. You know what I mean? Your money's worth. So it's hard because I'm doing all of this by myself. I'm paying for everything. I don't have nobody paying me nothing for nothing. I'm doing all of this by myself. And I must thank Bentley Records for supplying tools and certain services that they have to offer their artists. I'm thankful for Bentley Records even supplying me with those resources, and services to help my career as an artist. And I think that it was a really, really good deal that I came across. Things is getting better for me. You know what I'm saying? I was in a worse situation that you can imagine. I was in a shelter. You know what I'm saying? But, that's a whole nother story. Rock the Star. One, I'm out. Peace.